I mean, we all have dreams and goals, right? Things that we want to do, that we want to accomplish before we leave this world. Are you someone that has children and you just seem like the older and older your children get, that it just seems like your dreams and goals are becoming nothing more than a distant memory? Or are you someone who has tried their hands at many things and you just can't seem to figure out yet what works, what you're supposed to be doing? It's like you're supposed to be doing more than what you're doing. You haven't figured it out yet. Or are you someone that was married or recently divorced and even in a long-term committed relationship and you realize that you put all your dreams and aspirations on hold so that your spouse or your partner can live their dreams? Or are you someone like me who self-sabotages things and self-sabotage things to the point that when you really look up, you see like, man, I should have never did that. And now that time is ticking and you see what's going on in life, it's like now you're looking like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm this age. It's scary, isn't it? Isn't it scary how we just was like 10 years old, 15, 20, and now we're like in our 30s and our 40s, some 50s, 60s, and 70s. And it just seems like we want to do so much, but it just seems like that clock is ticking, is against us. But really, it isn't. Okay? We can start over at any age. You can start over. I can start over. No matter what it is, no matter what it looks like, no matter what you are going through in life, just know that you can start over at any age. So, brief story about me. Like I stated, I was the person that self sabotaged things, okay? And if I could turn the hands of time back, I would have listened to my mama when she told me, you gonna regret quitting ballet. Yep, you heard it. I was that one that was that black ballerina dancing on her toes and twirling and just basically not realizing that I had it. I was doing it, okay? I did ballet. I started like between the ages of 3 and 4, and I quit at 19. Who does that? Who trains, sweat, do all of that? And then you quit at 19, right when you're supposed to be flourishing, you know? Like, that right there, it threw me off. It threw my whole world off, okay? Because that's all I knew was dancing. I was a very sheltered child, stayed to myself a lot, really didn't have too many friends in school because I was that kid that when I got out of school, I was going downtown Chicago to go ballet. Okay, that was my day. My Saturdays was always tied up. It was no me really going to have fun. My Saturdays was spent in the ballet studio, sweat rolling off my back, having a ballet teacher yell at you every 5 seconds about pointing your toes harder, lifting your legs up higher, and get it together. Okay, but when I graduated from high school, I ended up meeting certain people like you always do. When you just start, when you're that age between 17 and your early 20s, you're really not thinking about too much. You just want to have fun. You out of school, party, just doing things that when you get older, you be like, I wish I would have never did that, okay? So long story short, at 19, I decided to quit, and my mom had told me, like, you gonna regret that. And then my man, whatever, I deal with it when I get to it, okay? And now I'm here, okay? And if I could change it and do it all over again, I would have never quit, okay? So that was the first thing that I self-sabotage with. The second thing was I ended up putting myself in nail school, and I started that like in my latter years of my 20s. And this is before I had any children, so I had the free time to do it. It's just, I never took it seriously. It's like I could see me doing it, but I never just playing, you know? And then when I got into my early 30s, I started it back up, but I found myself back at square one. It was like I liked it, I was doing it. I'm talking about I was doing them nails, y'all. Okay, when I mean I was doing it, I was practicing, got me a nail table, a nail chair, made me some flyers. I was in school, going to school 2 days a week, and I stopped. Now, at that time, the only reason why I stopped is because I realized at the time I had 2 kids and my timing was off. I realized that it just, at that point, it was not going to work in my life because doing nails is a full-time job, and it's either I was going to sit in the hospital and work, or I was gonna sit at a table and just praying and hoping that clients come in, you know. And everybody knows that when you start doing nails, you doing hair, you doing things like that. Let me tell you something. It's easier said than done, just than what you see, okay? So I realized that I had self-sabotaged my dance career for basically superficial love and acceptance, okay? And so I could hang out and I felt so good because I felt like I was a part of something when I didn't even realize I already was a part of something. I was a part of the ballet community, the dance community, okay? And I was just starting to slowly, like moving up. I done went through all this training. My mother paid all this money, and I just quit, you know, to kick it. That's what it was, you know. And it's a lot of people that surprisingly, they give up on their gift to go out and hang out with some people that they're probably not even gonna be talking to years down the line, okay? And if I had to do it again, I would not sabotage a nail career. I would have took it seriously before I had children, and I would definitely not have sabotaged my ballet career. But then when I think about it, if I would have never sabotaged my ballet career, I would have never gotten into nails, you know. But to me, everything is a learning lesson. Everything is an experience. And basically what I did was I took what I learned and the mistakes that I made with my ballet career and with nails, and I applied it to this. Because this is me starting over again at 37. I couldn't get it right at 19. I couldn't get it right in my later years of being 20. I couldn't get it right in my earlier years of being 30. So now I'm 37 and I'm trying it again. Yes, went from doing ballet to nails. Now I'm speaking to you guys, talking to you, you know? And this time I said, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to take it one day at a time. I'm going to keep pressing and pushing forward, no matter how I am feeling, no matter what I am doing, no matter what is going on in my life. I'm not giving up. There's not a friend. My husband can't stop me. Nothing. I'm not stopping anymore, okay? Because what I realize is we have one life to live, and we'll be dead way longer than we'll be alive, okay? So in my mind, I have to figure it out, and I'm going to figure it out, and I don't care how long it's going to take. I'm going to keep moving forward. So this is the reason why, if you was to see some of my earlier videos on my channel, everything seems all over the place, because basically what I'm doing is I'm figuring it out. I can't get my words out right now. It's just, I guess because I'm like a little nervous because this is new to me, speaking. I told you I used to be in the background. Now it's like I'm up front. But basically, I'm figuring out what my tone is, um, figuring out what my voice is, figuring out, should I be doing news commentary, or should I be doing uplifting videos, talking to the people, or should I be doing both, you know? Anytime you're starting over, anytime you're starting a business or anything, you will have to figure out your own way. And once you figure out your own way, stick to it, be creative, and don't give up. Whatever it is, no matter if you're starting over with the dating scene, if you're starting over with starting a business, maybe your first 7 businesses fail, maybe the 8th one will be the one. Maybe you want to start over like how my husband is, and he's going back to school. Like I said, you know, he went from being a truck driver to now he decides he wants to be a nurse, you know, and he's 38. The only thing that would define us is the limitations that we put on ourselves and the limitations that we allow others to put on us. Okay? Because you can do it. I'm telling you, when it's time for you to be seen, oh, they gonna see how you stepping, and they gonna wish they would have never, ever doubted you. Now, once you realize that you will start again, because you know that you can. I just said you can, okay? Give yourself grace. Give yourself grace for anything that has happened in your past, for things that you have done or things that you have not taken seriously, okay? Take your time with it. Learn whatever you need to learn about what you're going to start over again. If it's starting over with a business, do that necessary research and figure out whatever LLC you need or whatever type of licenses you may need or anything. If you're starting over with school, pick 3 schools that you may be interested in and then narrow your search down with that. And then reach out to that school and see if you can speak to a counselor where they can give you more information to see if that school and that schedule and what they have to offer, if that lines up with what's, with where you are in your life. If you say you want to start over again with the dating scene or anything, you can do it. Just give yourself grace. Okay? Don't beat yourself up. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't live in the past, but you can allow your past, the lessons that you learn from that, to help propel you and to push you forward. Don't compare yourself to others that's in the same genre or field that you're in. Say, for instance, you want to open up a taco restaurant, okay? It's okay to see what other restaurants are doing in your area, but don't compare where they are at to where you are starting, okay? Basically, what I'm saying is don't compare your day 1 to somebody's day 365. Because the moment you do that, what's going to end up happening is you're going to end up psyching yourself out, and it's honestly going to make you not even want to do it anymore. And then that's where the self-sabotage comes from. I'm only speaking from experience because, like I said, I'm new to this whole YouTube thing and I'm starting over again from what I've done and what I self-sabotaged in. And I realized that when I would look at other YouTubers that I've been subscribers to their channels with, I realized I started comparing myself to them. And I realized when I started looking at their videos, it kind of started making me feel kind of down and depressed. But I had to realize, like, how am I comparing my day 1 to them doing this for 9, 10, 11, and 12 years? It's not adding up. And it's going to end up psyching me out. So what I did was I just stopped looking at some of them. I'm still subscribers of their channels. I just don't in tune and watching them too much because right now I am figuring it out. I have to figure out my way on how to do things. I have to figure out my tune. I have to figure out my voice. I have to figure out what I will say and what I won't say. So with me always looking at them, that's not getting me anywhere because now that's distracting me on what I should be doing, So don't compare too much. It's okay to use people in other jobs and other companies as a template, but still figure out your own way on how you want to do it, okay? So you made the decision to go for it. You're doing it no matter what. You said, I'm not going to let my age define me, and I'm not going to let my age stop me from doing what I always dreamed that I wanted to do. Good. But for right now, just keep it to yourself, okay? Don't go make that phone call to your homegirls or your homeboys. Don't go put it online and say, I'm going back to school, or I'm getting back in the dating scene, or I'm whatever your start over is again. We don't have to blast it to the world. Because just know when it's time for you to be seen, they gonna see you and they gonna be surprised. Because see, a lot of times when you put out there prematurely what you're gonna do, you never know who is praying over your downfall. And when I mean energy is real, it is real. And then there are times too where people will end up projecting onto you and make you feel like you can't do it or you shouldn't do it, or it just start having you thinking about a lot of things that you honestly don't even need to think about. And once you start thinking about those things, those thoughts become like poison, and it just festers and festers in your mind until you end up self-sabotaging and making the decision that someone who really didn't have your best interest at heart wanted you to make, and that was to stop, okay? Especially when they see so much more in you that you probably don't even see in yourself yet, okay? So keep your start over to yourself, okay? Now, what's your why as to why you want to start again? Is it because maybe the kids are grown and out the house? Or maybe because you decided to really start living for yourself? Or maybe your why is because we have one life to live and we know that we're never coming back. So you rather just go for it and just see where it takes you. Everybody has their own why on why they want to start again. Just make sure that you know your why and you keep it inside of you, with you every day of the week. Because when you start over again with anything new, regardless of what it is, just know that life happens. You're not always going to have your good days. You're going to be happy some days. You're going to be sad some days. You're going to have dark days. You're going to have okay days. You're even going to have days where you're not going to want to do it. You really are not going to want to do it. You're going to have days where you feel like it's not working. You're going to have days where you're even questioning yourself, even asking yourself, why am I doing this? What was wrong with me? Why did I make this decision? But as long as you keep your why on the inside of you, it should help you with your what. And your what is you starting over again. So my why as for why I'm doing this is because I told myself this time, I'm not giving up, okay? I'm going to take it one day at a time. I am a Taurus, okay? So in my mind, the slow and steady pace wins the race every time, okay? So I told myself I'm not giving up. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to see where this takes me, okay? Because I always felt in my heart that everybody has more than one gift. Everybody has something that they can contribute to this world. Now, if I told you that your age does not define you, guess what? Your past does not define you either, okay? We all have a past. Every single last one of them. One of us. We all have a past. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what your skin color is. It don't matter if you're rich, if you're poor. It don't matter if you made $1 in 2025 or if you made 100 million. Everybody has a past. Okay? Do not let your past and whatever it was affect you and think and basically have you thinking that you can't start over again because of a certain life that you used to live. Or maybe of certain things that you used to partake in, or a certain group of people that you used to hang out with. Don't do that, okay? That is nothing but the enemy getting in your head to try to stop you from doing some very, very powerful and great things in your life. Remember, the enemy is here to do nothing but to steal, kill, and destroy. Do you hear me? That enemy, as soon as you start pressing forward and realizing, okay, I'm going to start again. I'm not going to let my age define me. I'm not going to let my past define me. And as soon as you figure out what you want to do, have you noticed that all them negative thoughts be coming in your head? You start thinking about things that you weren't even thinking about when you weren't doing nothing, when you wasn't pressing and pushing forward, when you wasn't trying to figure it out. But now you're figuring it out. Now you're pressing and pushing forward. Now you know that, you know what, I am going to try again. Because we got one life to live. We're going to be dead way longer than we're going to live a life. So I'm going to make something out of nothing. And the devil is a lie. Have you noticed that the moment you start pressing and pushing, all these thoughts from when you was 10, 15, 20, everything that you did, everything that you didn't do, the lies that you told, the people that you hurt, the people that betrayed you, the people that you betrayed, the deceit, whatever it is in your life that you did, if you sold drugs, whatever, if you was a scammer, I don't care what it is. Your past does not define your future. Let your past be what it is, your past. Let it and you remember it and use it to propel you for your next leg of your journey. And if you're somebody that's like me, that's in the 30 and up club, Just know, and I want you to always tell yourself that your second half is going to be your best half. I don't care what you did. I don't care who you did it to. I don't care who did it to you. Your age don't define you, and your past don't define you. When you figure out that you can do it again, I want you to say this every day. I know I can do it. I know I can do it. I know I can. Okay? I know I can do it. I know I can do it. I know I can. I know I can start that business. I know I can start that nail school. I know I can become that soccer coach. I know I can learn how to do real estate. I know I can become that doctor. I know I can become that mother. I know I can become that wife. I know I can become that husband. You can do it. As long as you know that you can do it, I'm trying to tell you, nobody or nothing, not even the devil, will be able to stop you. Okay? But that's why I say remember your why. Because once you start figuring it out on what you're going to do and that you can do it, the enemy is going to try to steal, kill, and destroy where you want to go in life so that you can stay stagnant. This is why I say don't tell too many people about you starting over again. Okay? Because we already said your age don't define you, your past don't define you. But there are some people in this world that if you was to tell them that you're starting over again, I'm starting over with dating, or I'm starting over with trying to get married again, or I'm starting over with having a baby, or whatever your start over again is, there are some people in this world who will project onto you and make you feel like what you are doing is wrong, or maybe that you shouldn't be doing it. And they'll be projecting onto you how they feel. It's not how you feel, it's how they feel. Okay? So when you figure out your why, keep it inside, keep it close. If you're going to tell somebody, tell your spouse or tell a close friend, somebody that you can trust wholeheartedly. But other than that, don't tell too many people. Just do it. Like Nike said, okay, baby, just do it. Because I'm trying to tell you, when it's time for you to be seen, baby, you're going to be seen. And won't a soul be able to stop you? They're not going to be able to stop you, okay? So just know that you could do whatever you put your mind to. And your age is not a limitation whatsoever. Okay? In closing, if you aim for the stars and you miss, just aim again. Give yourself grace for where you've been and for where you're going. Don't compare yourself to somebody that's in the same genre or niche as you. And what is your why to the what? Remember, you're starting over again. And don't tell anybody what you're doing about your start over. Don't tell anybody. And if you do have to tell somebody that you trust, that you know that would not deter you from what you want to do. And that's starting over. And lastly, every day when you wake up, before you go to bed, whatever you do throughout your day, always tell yourself, I know I can do it. I know I can do it. I know I can. Because I know you can. You can do it. You can start over at any age. As always, keep it cute in the comment section. Give people the same respect that you expect for them to give you. And if you don't have nothing nice to say, then just don't say it at all. Bye-bye.